What is going on, guys? Today, I do have our very good friends Ryan and Julia over here from Primitive Predators.
What's going on, guys?
We're gonna talk about a topic that actually makes me very, very heated. Yeah, that topic.
The duck's heated too.
Duck's heated too.
So
as you guys know, Easter just passed. Now with Easter, everybody loves bunnies and chickens and ducks and all this other stuff. So as you can see here, Ryan has a duck, Julia has a duck, and Summer has a rabbit. Now, part of Easter is people try and sell these animals because they're cute little fluffy babies. Now, usually when these animals get sold, they don't get told the proper caging, the proper diets, the proper husbandry, anything. So, lifespan, how big they get, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Sorry, we had a bit of an animal malfunction. So, we're going to start this off with Snickers here, which is our new found rabbit. So, Snickers was found crossing a road at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
By Snakeaholic.
Yeah, by Kevin Snakeaholic. And I guarantee somebody bought him for their children, or somebody bought them for their children for Easter, and then of course probably didn't have the proper caging, and he got out. Now, when Kevin did find this rabbit, he put up signs.
Hold on, you say got out. He was probably released.
Or released, yeah. That's very true.
One of the things that happens too is people get these cute little rabbits and be like, oh, I can't take care of them. They're better off in the wild. Let me just let them go.
Yeah.
Not knowing that they're easy prey.
Yeah.
Or live by a main road.
Yeah.
Because it was probably one of the busiest main roads in South Florida, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he found him on University.
Yeah.
That's a huge, major traffic. Even at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's a lot of cars on University. So that's one thing. The next thing are these ducks. What kind of ducks are they?
Pekins.
Pekin ducks. Now.
So pekins were originally bred in China and the United States for meat. If anybody wants to know.
I'm sure somebody did. But anyway, so a friend of a friend. Now these ducks literally just got dropped off to us last night. A friend of a friend, his daughter, I guess, was in Orlando. She went into a certain store, not going to name the store because don't want any lawsuits, but the store does this all the time. There's other huge farm stores and many other places that do this, where they get these baby ducks, baby chicks, baby rabbits, all types of baby things right before Easter, and they sell them. Now this girl, she's, what, 21 years old, didn't know any better. She bought these ducks because like, oh yeah, they're easy to take care of, you know, they're babies, they're fine. These ducks are a month old and you can see how big they are already. Now, of course, when she got them, they were tiny little ducklings. So she bought these things, brought them home. She's actually leaving for the military in a month, and her parents were like, well, we don't know what to do with these ducks. They're getting way bigger than we expected.
They don't have property, they don't have a pond.
Yeah, they don't have a property, they don't have a pond, they don't have anything these ducks require. So they had contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to take them. Of course, I'm going to say yes. So now we have baby ducks. So that's part of the problem is people, what's a good way to say this?
Are we saying the customer or the seller?
Seller.
Seller. They only care about a quick buck.
Yeah, they only care about a quick buck, basically.
Sell what they can. Ducks, I mean, are $5 a piece. You got chicks, $5 a piece. Yeah. Rabbits, probably 15 bucks.
They're super cheap.
It's all about volume for these places. They want to sell 1,000 of them to 100 different people and just be done with it.
They don't care about the welfare or care-being or anything of the animal itself. They're just trying to make a quick buck. So now that brings me to my next animal in this lovely discussion that we're having. And this is a more common thing than, you know, once a year with Easter, because these animals do breed. I believe they breed more than once a year, right?
I think they'll breed year-round as long as the conditions are right. But they do lay eggs traditionally, I think, once a year.
Once a year, okay. So, and I like to say there's a special place in a certain place for people like this.
That's very hot.
That's very hot.
Not Florida.
Not Florida. Florida's not that hot. It's beautiful. Oh, what's up, Snickers? So that next subject would be sulcata tortoises. So a lot of people breed sulcata tortoises to make a quick buck. And I mean, a lot of big YouTubers do it. You know,
you can
pet
mass produce the crap out of those.
Yeah.
Each sulcata can lay, what, like 50 eggs?
Something like that, yeah.
And then they all sell for $100+, and you could have...
Not even, you go to reptile shows, they sell them for like 25 bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And redwoods.
But the problem with the sulcata tortoises is nobody ever tells them how to properly take care of them. Nobody tells them how big they get. For prime example, a previous neighbor of ours that was a good friend, she bought her daughter a little sulcata tortoise at, it wasn't even a pet store, I don't think. I think she just bought it from somebody like at a mall or something, or whatever the case was. They literally, and we didn't know about this tortoise until unfortunately it was too late. They literally told her all she needs to do is give it food and water. They didn't tell her that it needs, you know, heat. They didn't tell her that it needs calcium, anything. So she brings me, the rabbit is on a leash. She invites me over to her house to see this tortoise because she said there's something wrong with it. And I was like, well, what kind is it? She's like, I'm not sure. Now, again, yes, I know that sounds bad on her part, but it's not, because not everybody knows things about animals. So, and I'm sure you've gotten questions about this too, but like, and Snickers is awesome. Summer takes him on casual walks.
He misses Snickers.
Oh yeah.
The duck is like, wait.
So she didn't know that, you know, you're supposed to soak baby tortoises in calcium water or put calcium on their lettuce. She was feeding them, you know, what is it, iceberg lettuce, which is
has no
nutritional value at all for anything.
It's
for
basically
us,
water.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a water in a solid, I guess is a way you could put it. But you know, she didn't know any better. She didn't do research because she thought this guy was an expert that was selling her this tortoise, and the tortoise ended up dying. You know, she felt horrible. The daughter was very upset, but that's one of the problems. People breed these animals, they mass breed these animals and sell them to just try and make a quick buck. I mean, $25 for a little cute ping pong ball sized tortoise, you know, nobody knows that they're the third largest tortoise in the world.
Third largest.
They get huge, and they get huge relatively quick. I mean, another main reason I wanted to bring this up is because I have already been contacted about somebody wanting to give me a 25-year-old tortoise that it's too big, they can't handle it or take care of it anymore because they eat. They only digest 40% of what they actually eat, which is next to nothing.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, most of the time when people are buying sulcata tortoises, even at pet stores most of the time, but like if you go buy one at a show, it's like, oh, I'll take that turtle, here's money, and that's all the information exchange that there is. There's no like, here's a care guide, here's, this animal's gonna get 200 pounds. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's really cute, take it, here's, I'll take $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You literally have to put these animals in your will because they will outlive you and they may even outlive your kids.
It's very true. So, I mean, there is better alternatives to stuff like sulcata tortoises, like you were mentioning. The redfoots,
you got Hermans, you got Russian tortoises, you got stuff that stays smaller, and you can even get like pancake tortoises, or like even, I'm not a tortoise expert, but there are small tortoise species that you can keep in an apartment in like a 5-foot cage or something.
Yeah, I mean, even, so, okay, so we're in South Florida, as mostly all you guys know. The humidity in South Florida is not good for sulcata tortoises.
No.
I'm actually sweating sitting here doing this video.
So the sulcatas that we have, we've got to treat their shells because they develop a fungal infection underneath their carapace and on their plasteron that you got to actually treat probably once a year because it's so humid and rainy down here that they're not built for this.
No, but redfoots, they're almost a 90% humidity tortoise, or turtle, tortoise, they're a tortoise, yeah. They just love water, so it's funny.
Yeah, they're perfect here.
Yeah, so it's perfect because it's the humidity outside in Florida is relatively anywhere between 85 and 100 degree, 100% humidity all the time.
Yeah, so those guys are great.
Yeah.
So there are alternatives to all this. It's just a lot of people tend to breed the stuff that isn't necessarily good for the common people. Like you got the sulcatas, you got retics, you got berms, you got like even red-eared sliders that you can just mass produce but make terrible pets for the average person. But then there's these alternatives like redfoots, you got ball pythons, which people mass produce, but like other smaller stuff that don't produce as many offspring, so there's not as much money in it for just mass producing and selling them. So that's probably why they're doing that, but there needs to be a shift for sure.
Yeah, and it should be a check. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are good people that do put out the right information about these animals when they sell them, but it's very few compared to the hundreds that do it.
Yes.
I mean, for the last example I'm going to use, it always doesn't hurt.
It pulled my skin.
They feel better when they bite.
They feel better when they bite. I mean, his is super calm. I would take his advice.
Just let them bite you a little bit and they'll calm down.
You're letting it chew on you?
Yeah. And then they calm down.
All right.
So the last animal, this one's a little bit more on the higher price range I want to talk about. In Florida, it's a free permit to own these animals. You don't need any experience. They're probably one of the cheaper permitted mammals to own, which is ringtail lemurs. I think they relatively sell for around $1,000 to $1,500, which is cheap for a primate, but that's probably one of the most mass-produced primates in the world are ringtail lemurs. Yeah, they're one of the, summer's been literally almost scalped, lit up by ringtail lemurs.
Yeah.
Because so many people, if you go to sanctuaries, zoos, they all have ringtail lemurs. Most of the time it's because people buy them in the pet trade, don't know how to deal with them, they hit maturity, their teeth, their canines are, I think, almost an inch long.
Yes, usually you need 16 stitches per bite.
Yeah, the adult males, their teeth will actually hang out of their lip line. That's how big their teeth get.
And they're a double-edged, like basically steak knives.
Yeah, they're steak knives.
They're super sharps, and they'll just cut you up. They make, I can see the appeal to them. A baby ringtail lemur is the
very
cutest
cute,
thing ever.
especially when you see it with a diaper on.
And they're very mellow too. They're nice. They're not going to bite you until they hit maturity, and then they turn on you.
They snap.
And
It's like
if you're not
a whole
experienced
different
and don't know
animal
what to
that
do,
you did not
done.
just hand raise. Yeah, it's so that's like another thing, you know.
And then defanging them, declawing animals.
Yeah, that's all animal cruelty pretty much, is defanging them and declawing them. A good buddy of mine, he took in a rescue. It was a capuchin monkey, but he got it, and its canine teeth were literally pulled out of his mouth that the previous owner paid a vet to do. Yeah, it is safer for people, but it's kind of wrong to the animals.
And they start like drooling too, and their tongue starts hanging out and stuff, and it doesn't look.
Oh, yeah, that like there's a sanctuary we have that they have a brown lemur, and the previous owner, it was confiscated from this owner because the owner literally took a pair of pliers and pulled out all of the teeth out of this brown lemur, and now he just sits there with his tongue hanging out all day. So it's really messed up. So it's just something that makes me very heated. I'm very mad talking about it alone right here. I know it. Well, no, Ryan talked a little bit. You talked a little bit. Julius is over here petting a duck.
I have a blood blister from when it bit me.
Wow, she does. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of do this video, get this video out there for everybody. If you see cute little furry animals, example A and B and C, which is over there somewhere, don't buy them just because they're 25 bucks. You know, you need space for these animals. You need the proper care sheet for these animals. There's the list, like I said, goes on and on and on. So thank God, you know, these people knew, a friend of ours, whatever, that we're willing to take these animals. But again, they were bought right before Easter at a big tractor store. Pretty much, I mean, and it's all, a lot of farming stores do this, you know.
Farm supply stores.
Yeah, farm supply stores. I mean, not even pet stores. Pet stores sell, you know, things like this, you know. But you got to know your research before you buy animals. That's one of the most key, important things I think I can put out there.
Yeah,
It
Ryan.
goes for all animals, though.
Yeah, no, it goes for all. Yeah, it goes for everything.
Ryan just talked about that in their last
The
video.
venomous one.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. That's it. Before I get more heated, I'm gonna stop filming this video.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Do your research.
Do your research. Julie, you want to say something?
See ya. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Happy not Easter.
Happy not Easter. Bye.